Diksha, I think we can start because Kushal sir has to leave. So we would like to give them maximum time. People will join in.
Okay. Good evening. Welcome to today's program hosted by Chamber for Advancement of Small and Medium Businesses. I would request everyone to mute yourself. If you have any questions, put it in the chat box. We'll have a Q&A session at the end. Now I would like to call upon Mr. Nilesh Lilesa, our president, to give a brief overview of today's session and also introduce the speaker. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Diksha. First and foremost, a warm welcome to Anand Channe sir from ICICI Bank and his team, Kushal ji and Pramod ji. Also, warm welcome to all our attendees who have joined us here today and have been joining us over past 3 weeks. Most of you must be aware, so I'm going to keep my introduction about the chamber very short so that we have maximum time for our esteemed speaker here. So the Chamber for Advancement of Small and Medium Businesses was recently formed and with a head office in BKC in Mumbai. Most of the details of our current and past events, upcoming events, as well as other details about our chamber can be found on our website casmb.org.in, and we are also very active on different social media platforms, especially on our YouTube channel. You will see all the 11 sessions that we have had, 4 webinars over past 3 weeks, and today being the 12th one on our YouTube channel at the bottom. So if you have missed any of these sessions, feel free to go and have a look at them. As most of you might be aware, this chamber was formed with a mission to work closely with all stakeholders from advance in order to make advancement of the micro and small medium businesses, also make MSMEs more and more resilient and make them a much stronger backbone of Indian economy. MSME contributes almost 30% to the Indian GDP. In the export segment also, 48%. In the manufacturing segment, the contribution is coming from MSME. And the MSME is currently employing close to 11 crore people. In fact, on December 20th, Honorable Minister of MSME, Shri Nitinji Gadkari, has mentioned his vision that this contribution to GDP should go up from 30 to 40, and contribution to the GDP should go up from 48% to 60%. And the MSME is expected to add almost 5 crore jobs in next 5 years. So with that mission vision that Honorable Minister has shown, we founded this chamber in December 2020 and went officially live on March 1st, 2021, where Shri Girish Chitale of Chitale Dairy was our chief guest, and he was very warm and accepted our welcome for the official and the online launch of our chamber. The objectives of the chamber, obviously advancement is the overall objective, but we also want to represent MSME sector, and in fact today itself we have had meetings with the DIC, joint director at DIC, under the industries department. They want us to run some EDP programs for them. We also had a meeting yesterday with KVIC where they want us to run certain training programs for them. So we want to be the face and the voice of MSME segment. We also want to empower the farmers, make them think and operate like entrepreneurs, improve their livelihoods, and hopefully help achieve Honorable Prime Minister's vision of doubling farmers' income shortly. Another theme that we are working on is the convergence part, where you have academic and research institutes developing various technologies. So a couple of days back, we had NIFTEM display their technologies, which is a food engineering college up in Kundli near in Delhi. Next week we have BARC head of department who will be talking about different, in fact, application of irradiation for food products. So we want to bring technology, we want to bring different government schemes, and on Thursdays we do the finance facilitation program. So today we have guests from ICICI Bank who will talk about their startup related initiatives in addition to typical banking products or banking things that the banks offer. We also want to bring the regulators, the bureaucrats, and the government together and create a convergence which will help SMEs. Through capacity development, trainings, and other things, we want to improve the capacity and do capacity building for the MSMEs, help them with different study tools, different strategic tie-ups, partner in different, participate in different exhibitions. Our chamber has been approached by a big exhibition company, and we'll be partnering with them for their exhibition in Bengaluru in May. We are hardly less than a month old and already have a very strong advisory as well as management team. Professor Smita Lele, Dr. Prabodh Halde, and Dr. Prakash Kondekar, very well-known names in the field of food industry, definitely have accepted to be on our advisory board. We profusely thank them for accepting our invite. We also have a very strong management team from various aspects of businesses, like Umesh Kamble, who's also Secretary General with a vast experience in the food industry, backbone of our team. Mr. Prashant Nagaonkar comes with vast experience in the field of finance, corporate finance, fundraising, debt, equity. Ajit Kasar and Prashant Pradhan have 30 plus years of experience in the field of sales and marketing. Mr. Sachin Kumboje, based out of Kolhapur, is very active in the startup space, has his own accelerator center, and shortly will be, along with him, launching the incubation center in Kolhapur. Mr. Anup Kulkarni is again a very well-known name in the entrepreneurship world in Marathwada region, based out of Aurangabad. Ms. Arpita Doshi is based out of Gujarat and looks after our Gujarat activities as well as heads the women's cell. And Mr. Samir is very active in the Goa incubation and Goa startup space. So in less than a month, we have already spread our wings across Maharashtra and to 3 states in all. We have been running certain initiatives in the month of March, since we are still in a semi-lockdown kind of a space. On every Monday, we bring entrepreneurs' successful stories. Next Monday, we have, and I think Lalit sir has also joined, who's a veteran in the field of dehydration. Lalit Maisheri sir, he'll talk next Monday. We had good entrepreneurs and talk about their success stories in last 3 weeks. Technology transfer is something that is dear to us. I'm trying to bring in an expert from Amravati University who has developed technology and shortened the time of haldi processing. Hopefully, we'll have him on the fifth Tuesday of this month on, I guess, 29th, I believe is that Tuesday. Weekly knowledge series, again, we have had excellent speakers. Last 2 Wednesdays, we had someone from Malaysian Palm Oil Board talk about applications of palm oil in food as well as non-food industry. Next Wednesday, we are going to be graced with Professor J.B. Joshi, Padma Bhushan Professor J.B. Joshi's presence among us, where he'll talk about different valorization or value addition in food products. Chamber Connect, in having incubation cell, women's cell, buyer seller meet, exhibitions. These are some of our ambitious and upcoming things. We are also planning to have a industry defined problem program where industries will define their problems and we'll get different students or consultants, submit ideas to solve those problems. We're also going to have investor meet, hopefully in the month of April, where startups or SMEs looking to raise capital can present their ideas to these investors. So we are trying to bridge a lot of gap that typically SMEs or startups face because being a one-man show. These are some of the upcoming as well as past events. They are available on our website. Feel free to reach out to there, look up there. Some of the benefits, obviously, we are also starting a startup buddy program where all our members will be assigned certain people, especially service providers, who can help them grow, connect with buyers, sellers. We also want to bring meets of our members so that they can help each other do certain kind of reference sharing. Investor meet is something, in creating an investor network is something that is dear to my heart, as well as Prashant Nagaonkar sir. So we are hoping to have that sometime in the month of April. I spoke about industry defined problem, certifications, doing various events, and obviously using our chamber office in Mumbai for your team meetings or your business meetings, client meetings. If you don't have presence in Mumbai, you have more than, you can use our office of the chamber in BKC in Mumbai. We have tried to keep the membership as low as possible, and based on the subclassification of micro, small, medium, and also farmers and students can be part of as affiliate members. The membership is as low as 2,500. So if you feel there's value, definitely we welcome and would welcome anybody who wants to become a member at our chamber. So these are my coordinates, my contact number, as well as my email address. So if anybody has any more questions, they can reach out to me or to Diksha or to anybody from our management team or staff, and we will be more than happy to help and answer any of your questions. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening to my talk about the chamber and the chamber details and other activities that we have been doing. So I move on to introduce our today's speaker, and I'm very honored and happy here to introduce Mr. Anand Chennai. He and his team, two other members from his team are also there. Anand sir is the regional head of Pune, South Maharashtra and Goa for Elite Trade Relationship Group. He's been with the bank for 10 plus years and has previously worked with organizations like GE Commercial Finance, Trans America Distribution Finance, and Centurion Bank. So thank you very much, Anand sir and your team, for accepting our invite and coming here on our platform. I hand it over to you and your team to take it forward from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Nilesh sir. Hi, good evening to you all participants. And first of all, I'm really thankful to you, CSMB and Nilesh sir, for giving us an opportunity to engage, interact, and talk about ICICI Bank's initiative for the startup domain. So just to cover up exactly what we are currently doing for a startup and what is the objective of bank and about our various programs. We are the first bank wherein we have cover up funds on our books, on our balance sheet, for investing into startup. So other than that, now we are in a process of developing an entire ecosystem for startup businesses. So for that, we have identified 7 pockets across India. That includes Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi, Gurgaon, Pune. And we are focusing more in these cities for developing the overall ecosystem for the startup. So basically what we have designed is one, we have tried to understand the banking need of the startups. So that is one domain which we are working on, and we have developed a lot of things on that domain. And other domain is their business need. So it even starts with their requirement on the compliance side, their requirement on the business development side, their requirement on the advisory side. So all such things, we are still evolving and understanding, and we are trying to develop a better ecosystem for startups in that domain. So I will surely cover up all the other aspects of the ecosystem what ICICI Bank do offer. But before that, I would like to first hand it over this forum to my colleague, Mr. Kushal Shah and Deepak. Kushal and Deepak are a part of our team, which we have coordinated centrally at BKC. And this team takes care of all the initiatives which bank run for a startup industry. And they also look after the investment part in startup. And the overall collaboration with the startup. So I'll just request Kushal to take it further on the inputs what bank do have for a startup business. So over to you, Kushal.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Anand. Hello, everyone. And first of all, my compliments to Mr. Nilesh for this initiative. I think it is very much needed for this entire ecosystem to, at the end of the day, it is all collective effort. So my compliments for that. So I'll just quickly share my screen, and I'll switch off my video because my bandwidth is a bit low. And I'll just share my screen. So yeah, just let me know if you are able to see the.
Yeah, Kushal, we can see that. It only put it in presentation.
Okay, so
yeah, fine.
While as a bank, ICICI Bank has always been a champion for adopting new technologies, adopting new innovations, and as a customer also one would say that India's many first technologies in banking has come and has been given due to the efforts which has been put in by ICICI Bank, and largely that is due to the culture of ICICI, where it is more entrepreneurial culture and more risk taking also, and we always promote usage of technology in all the things which we do in all our aspects of our lives. So I'll quickly first talk about what is happening currently in the industry, and then I'll talk about how ICICI is participating in all of this. So there are a lot of technology disruption which is happening over the last couple of years in this entire ecosystem. The onset of AI ML led technologies has changed the landscape in a big way. Now the concept of open APIs has also brought a lot of services available to a lot of partners in a very easy fashion, which was very difficult earlier. Another thing which is changing the technology landscape is the cloud computing. The entire hassles of infrastructure management, entire IT security, all of this, putting up your servers and all of this has become much more simpler with the new set of cloud technologies. And also there is another technology which is trying to disrupt everything, is blockchain. So these are some of the technologies which are really changing the entire landscape, and it is completely disruptive in nature. And today we are seeing all of this being implemented by so many of the startups that there are a lot of trends which are coming out of this because of that. And some of the things which we realize is that customers now are going to get a lot of choice. They will search for deeper value whenever the product is being presented to them. There is if you see from the revenue perspective also, customer intelligence will be the key driver for gaining those revenues. So what is the value add which we are doing through all of these services will change a lot of things. And especially in banking and all those things, regulations are obviously very critical. So any startup working in the fintech space, it is very important to be in the lines of regulations. Payments itself is changing tremendously. It will be a silent part in the entire value chain, in the entire transaction ecosystem which you're doing. It will be a small part, and it will be invisible part. It will be embedded payments will be the trend to go forward. And we are seeing that a lot of automation efforts and all of this will keep changing and keep emerging from here. And in all of this, cybersecurity obviously will play an important role. So a lot of things are happening, and out of all of this, a lot of data is getting generated also. So be it any platform which we talk about or which we engage with today, we see that a lot of data is getting generated, and it really matters that who is using data in what way. And obviously the guidelines for privacy and data protection will also play an important role in all of this. So as a bank, we know that a lot of stuff is happening in the ecosystem, and as a philosophy, as a core philosophy, to use technology as a force multiplier, use digital as a force multiplier. We have a separate unit which is focused on startup engagement, and we are wanting to work with a lot of these startups because we understand that there is a lot which can be done in partnership with all of these startups, and each of these startups bring their own niche expertise, and they bring a lot of value to the table. And same way, we also bring a lot of value to the table and try to work with them. So our idea is to create a platform where we collaborate with all of these startups and co-create innovative products, and which we have been doing for last couple of years, so to speak. In fact, we have been doing this for 10 years. Startup was not a buzzword then, but now since last 3-4 years, startup itself is a buzzword. So now we have named the team as Startup Engagement and Investments. So while any change and any innovation would require participating with external ecosystem, but at the same time, internal also is equally important. So as I told you, we have a culture of innovation, and we encourage all our employees to, see opportunities where you can implement innovative products, take risks, and experiment. And while there are a lot of things which is happening in the ecosystem, from banking perspective, we have identified certain focus areas where we see where we curate startups much deeper. So it is lending, payments, investment. There are enabler technologies which enables banking in a certain fashion. So SaaS startups are there. So wherever we find certain amount of linkages with respect to banking or finance, those are the set of startups which are enablers. We look into health tech startups also, legal tech and risk and compliance tech also. And all of this we are doing to do largely four things. Very simply, we want to either create new business opportunities or new revenue opportunities for the bank. Second is, whatever processes are happening today, we want to increase efficiency there. We want to decongest processes. We want to manage our risks better. And most importantly, we want to improve the customer experience. So today, whatever products you would be using, if you are ICICI Bank customer, it is a result of our core focus to improve customer experience day by day. Internet banking, iKit, mobile banking, all of this, ICICI Bank has been one of the first banks to implement these technologies at scale and then keep improving. So if you are a customer of ICICI, you would have seen the improvement which has been coming over the period of today. iMobile application has more than 100 plus services which are available on a single tap. So the idea is to make really digital footprint and technology to be available in all of this. So as I told, how we operate is we have internal ecosystem and external ecosystem. And we realize that even for a startup or SME to engage with multiple teams, it becomes sometimes difficult to identify right set of people to work with. So that's where we play a role of, working with multiple business groups internally, technology group, and our group companies as well. And on the external side, we have a well-connected network of all the VCs, Ps in this ecosystem, accelerators, incubators, and we also engage with a lot of new startups, upcoming startups, developers through hackathons and demo days, which we conduct with all these startups. And our key idea is to research all these emerging technologies. We keep doing that. We understand the trends which are happening. We create rapid prototype and test products which are there. Idea is to create scalable products, create large scale impacting products, and we accelerate such enterprise-wide innovation. So and Deepak will talk about investment philosophy also. So we are also invest into some of the startups where we find good amount of strategic alignment. So as I told you, like these are the three broad areas. Like one is projects which we work with multiple startups. One is initiatives where we do hackathons, demo days with a lot of startups. This kind of events which we engage with a lot of all the stakeholders in the ecosystem. And thirdly, we also invest into the startups. So the idea here was to talk about what we are doing as a bank when it comes to engaging with startups, and just to give a glimpse of what kind of solutions which we have implemented over the last couple of years, just to give you an understanding of the diversity of the products which we are implementing. It is ranging from satellite analytics on one side, where we are working with certain startups which are helping us give insights through data which are generated through satellites in the agriculture domain, to the phone banking, where we have implemented complete voice automation. So if you are calling phone banking, you can just tell your problem and it will automatically identify the intent of the call, and it will directly, instead of you to wait to listen to the entire IVR, it will directly connect you to the right set of person or the right IVR option directly. Or it be a legal dispute resolution, or it be a prepaid card, or it be an internal implementation of HR automation platform. So or it be a contract automation for all our contracts internally. We are implementing solutions with all the startups across use cases, be it internal, be it external, be it on a partnership level, or be it on a co-creation levels. So I mean, these are the variety of, as you can see on the screen, things which we have implemented. I would now request Deepak to give a brief on the investments part of it. So Deepak, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Kushal. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Great to address you all. So on the investment side, right, we generally look at investing in startups wherein we feel that we could create some sort of long-term synergies. So when we invest in startups, we sort of establish those synergies first, as Kushal talked about, and then we look at investment as something which could, I mean, as an initial sort of small check that we could invest in, so that could propel and then help startups scale their products, right? Seeds, I mean, and we've created a dedicated fund for this within the bank. So this would be from the bank's balance sheet. So it is a prop book investment. And typically we invest in pre-series and series A sort of companies, wherein we have those initial product market fit and there is some action that the startup has witnessed, right? In some of the stages, we have also taken some calls wherein we've invested in a very early stage, seed stage, and some of the companies we've also invested in late stage as well. Our typical ticket size, there's no constraint on the ticket size, but we generally restrict our investments to less than 10%, considering that.
I think we have lost you, Deepak.
Hello.
Deepak, you're not
Deepak.
Yeah, back.
Yeah. So some of the companies that we have invested in, I mean, some of the topics that I've mentioned there on the slide are some of the areas that we've invested. We've invested across the spectrum of fintech, right from neobanks, collection platforms, school ERP platforms, remittance platforms, etc. Right. So I mean, and so far we've made around 15 investments so far. I mean, as such, we don't make it a point to disclose it outside, except apart from the fact that in case if it requires any regulatory sort of disclosure. But we've invested in close to around 15 startups so far. And the idea is that we generally not only looking for financial gains, but our main intention is to work with those startups, create new products that we could cater to the ecosystem, right? So we help those startups. I mean, we try to address the problems that are there using the solutions that we could implement along with the startup, create new products. We cater to both the retail part of the customer base as well as to the corporate base, considering that we have a huge base on both sides. So these are some of the, these are some of the areas that we have invested in, and we are continuing to look for startups which are creating something new, innovative that could solve some of the problems. We are open to sort of write those initial checks as well, in case if we feel that fits into our sort of investment thesis. And apart from that, we've also started lending to some of the startups as well, right? So we have created a dedicated program within the bank wherein we also take small exposures in terms of lending as well. I mean, though there are certain set of criteria that we have defined internally, we also have started looking at lending as well. So apart from equity investments wherein we take some small stakes to help startups grow, we also, we also look at their debt requirements as well, which could help them in their working capital management and other areas, in case if there is any short-term capital requirements. And we, apart from this, we also participate in various, as Kushal mentioned, we also participate in various accelerators, incubators, hackathons as well, wherein we sort of mentor some of the startups in terms of, though we might not sort of help them with the capital requirements, but we sort of help them and then monitor them and then also help them connect with various stakeholders within the ecosystem. This is on the investment and any capital requirements that the startups might have. This is on that front. And I think we're done with it and happy to address any questions that you may have or anything that you would want us to discuss in detail.
Anandji, do we take questions now because they have to leave?
Yeah, sir, we will take question in the last part of the session.
Okay.
So, so thank you, Kushal, and thank you, Nish. We will just take it up. I'll just brief about the other initiative of ICICI Bank, which we have like for a startup, ecosystem. I was just going through the queries which some of the participants had raised. I will come and address on that also during my this discussion. So to start with, what we have started as a bank is one, as I said, like to understand their banking requirement. So we have come out with a separate variant of current account for all startup. Before that, what we had done is like we have defined what is startup. So in that, any company having a revenue of just 1 rupee to 10 crores rupees, like I mean, all these all set of customers we are covering under a startup ecosystem. So for these particular companies, we are offering our entire bouquet of product which we have specifically designed for startup. So for that, the first thing which we have done is like we have come out with the separate variant of account. These variant of accounts are with no minimum balance commitment, which is a bigger issue for most of the customer to operate with when they are in the incubation stage or they are at the infant stage. So they do not want to have any commitment on with the bank for giving the minimum average balance commitment. So these accounts are with that particular variant. With these accounts, we are also giving some product which we have identified based on the need of these startups. So first thing which we do is like we give them all technology product for their accountancy and bookkeeping. So in that we have come out with various tie-up with all the new accounting system, whether those are ERP based or non-ERP based, and through that we do an integration with our Finacle. So you would be able to do entire banking on an online platform, wherein you even don't have to go to ICICI Bank's interface. With whatever accounting software you are using, you can do all the banking transaction through that software itself, and the end-to-end integration will be done with our platform. So your reconciliation will be done automatically, your payments will be done automatically. So you can do bulk payment, bulk receipts, so bulk uploadation. So all those facilities are available on the digital platform. Then we have also come out with lending proposition for this startup. So that is a very important point. I think everyone was very curious to listen about. So to start with, firstly, we have come out with a lot of digital lending solutions. So in that digital lending solution, what we have worked out is, first is we offer a corporate credit card to all startup. So this is a credit card which you can, which is given in the company's name, and you can do all expenses through this credit card in the company's name. Whatever limit we sanction to a startup, that limit can also be, uploaded into number of cards, and that card can be used by different directors or any other stakeholder in your company. Second product which we have is Insta OD. So this is a digital OD which automatically flows into your account. I mean, the offer will be uploaded in your account, so you can see that offer online when you are logged into your current account. So based on your throughput values, we issue a OD limit without wherein we don't require any financials, any CIBIL records and everything, and nothing. My system only calculate based on your throughput values in that particular current account. And the maximum limit currently we have for that OD is 15 lakh. Now we are in a stage to increase that limit up to 40 lakh. So this is an unsecured OD which you can avail online. The offer you can see on the screen. You have to just click on that and the OD will be set up, and you can utilize those funds for your day-to-day business activity. So third product which we have come out is of course a co-lending solution which we are doing with the government organizations like SIDBI, for example. So therein we have a scheme called CGT SME schemes, Common Credit Guarantee Program. So under that we can fund up to 2 crores to the startups based on, but of course, like SIDBI has a requirement of financials data over there. So we can go through the financials and in ICICI will first approve a limit, wherein ICICI will take a recourse for ICICI Bank client and give it to SIDBI, and SIDBI will approve it under the co-lending program. So that is an unsecured limit which we operate at, and that also can be given to all the startup who has completed at least 1 year of vintage. So in case if you have 1 year of more than 1 year of running business with your audited financials, that CGT SME lending can be done. Fourth product which we are offering is a unsecured loan, like that is a ICICI Bank product only. So based on your financial assessment, we lend up to 40 to 50 lakh of maximum limit as an unsecured loan to any of the corporate and any of the ICICI Bank customer as an unsecured lending. Now there is one more scheme like which we have under that Stand Up India. So that scheme is with with various banks, and ICICI Bank is also part of that consortium. So so that particular proposition, like in Stand Up India, unsecured loan up to 10 lakh can be given, and about 10 lakh there is a requirement of the collateral security and your project reports and other things. So that is these are all the entry level schemes. Other than that, we have three more verticals like through which we do a regular lending arrangement. So one vertical called business lending group, wherein we typically look up to cases up to 10 crores. So for all SME and small businesses, we can do lending up to 10 crores backed by a collateral security, wherein like we can have a composite product of partially under CGTMS, partially under our regular funding program and all. So we can structure programs based on your availability of the collateral and your requirement and your financial needs, under which we give all fund-based, non-fund-based programs. Products to all the startups and all the SMEs. So over and above, we have another vertical called SME lending. So we are a bank wherein loans up to 30 crores rupees are sanctioned locally. For all Pune customer, we can do the sanction locally at Pune itself, and issue the sanctions based on our discussion with the local credit team and all. So under that program, whatever loans we offer, we have various color coded program in which like we can go down on the collateral coverage up to maximum 60%. It is completely based on the financials and other ratio analysis and what kind of lending you are looking at. So so that leeway we have under SMEG funding program. Over and above, we have mid corporate funding program, we have large corporate funding program, and one more very important product which we have is for a MNC. Like in case if any of the startup companies has any joint venture or any equity holding through a multinational companies. So based on the comfort of their parents, we are lending to these Indian subsidiaries to the tune of 30 crore under unsecured lending program. So there are various criteria which we look at, like those are completely based on your parent company's strength. So in case so your parent company's group turnover is more than 250 million USD. So the norms are different. In case the parent company's turnover is less than 250 million USD, the programs norms are different. But under all circumstances, there are three categories which we lend at. Like one, we do a complete unsecured lending based on the parent's comfort, wherein we don't ask for a corporate guarantee from the parent. Neither there is any charge on the current assets, nor there is a charge on any fixed assets and all. No collateral, a complete unsecured lending at a very competitive rate. Like the rate at which we do a secured lending. So we do up to 15 crores or up to 30 crores under that program. In certain cases, then we can take a charge on the current assets, and in certain cases we may ask for a corporate guarantee by the parent companies. So based on the financials and type of industries and the size of parent company, this program parameters varies. So this is about the lending proposition which we are currently offering to the corporates. So we have a lending program under digital lending, and we have a regular lending program for all the startup. Along with that, whatever investment initiative which Kushal and team had spoken, so those initiatives are always there. Plus locally also we have with that team we also have a identified VC and private equity firms working with us, who can help us out in investing into your companies. That we can surely look at. There is one or two more questions which are there on the screen is how to apply for a corporate credit card. So in case if you are an ICICI Bank customer, like we have a separate team who will get in touch with you, and we only require your financial copies just to understand what is your indirect expenses annually which you are doing in your business. So based on that we set up a limit. So there are only 2-3 basic documents which we require for approving a corporate credit card. In case if we find like the proposition is little risky, we may partially back it by some FD or something, some other security. But in most of the cases, we try to lend it at the unsecured under the unsecured lending program only. So this is about the funding part which we offer. Now for startup, other initiative which we have in ICICI Bank, as I spoke about, like we have a separate variant of account for startup. We have also come out with a separate vertical in the bank itself, which is headed by Mr. Makarand Kulkarni at Pune, and he is having a set of relationship manager across all catchment in Pune, and this team exclusively cater to the startup industries only. So in that, like we take care of their end-to-end requirement. Mr. Kulkarni operates from Aundh, and the relationship manager are based in various pockets like Hinjewadi, Magarpatta, Bund Garden. So across all corner of the Pune, we have a relationship managers. So they take care of all the services and sales requirement of the startups. So whatever initiative we offer to the startup, this team will be able to coordinate with the startup companies on their lending propositions, their banking needs, their investments, like their collaboration with our startup central team. So that all will be done by this particular team. Along with this, we have also developed a few more product wherein we give a consultancy and advisory to startups for fundraising program. Say for example, you want to raise investment through overseas entities or through overseas investors. So in all such cases, you require an advisory from a bank, because all such proposals goes to RBI for approvals, and like there are a lot of compliances which are required over there, which has to be fulfilled. So for handling all this capital account transaction, we have a separate team and we have a separate desk. So we are amongst a very few bank, or rather I can proudly say like the only bank wherein, because of our large volume on the capital account transaction side, RBI has given a separate desk in the RBI office itself. So whenever you are getting an FDI, like when we have to get an RBI approval and settle the transaction, or you are raising external commercial borrowing from overseas bank or overseas entity, like we also give an advisory for raising ECB, external commercial borrowing. So in case if you are doing that, in that case also, whatever RBI approvals are required for, getting that LRA number. So we have a separate team, we have a separate desk in Pune, and a team who will get in touch with you and help you out doing that, handling that transaction on end-to-end basis by taking an RBI approval, by filing the compliance requirements and handling the transaction very smoothly. We have a separate treasury at Pune through which all such kind of forex transactions are handled, and we have a very competitive pricing for doing all sort of import export transaction, or this capital account transaction, or any loans which you are raising through an overseas entity or through a bank from overseas lenders. So that particular treasury will give a very competitive rate, because we have a very large volume of forex at Pune, and obviously our treasury also go and buy from the market. So since our bundle size are very large, so our pricing is very competitive. So we also buy and sell at a very competitive price. So obviously we pass on that benefit to our ICICI Bank customers. So similar to that, for your all banking needs, for all your banking transaction need on a domestic side and on the international banking side, we have all a digital platform. So you don't have to go to any branch for doing any bank transactions. You can do it locally, from your office, from your desk itself. Either you can log into your corporate internet banking through an internet-based platform and do all the banking transaction through that. Otherwise, we have a mobile app called InstaBiz, or InstaBiz for all current account customers. So through that, you can do all your banking transactions. So there are more than 200 type of transactions which are available on the InstaBiz app. So it includes your all domestic transaction, your international transaction, your regularization for all your international transactions which are done on the import or export side or on the capital account transaction side. So everything can be done digitally. What we have done is like we had integrated RBI's websites of EDPMS and IDPMS with our system. And for all software industries also, we had integrated STPI's, Softex with our, Finacle. And that helps us in capturing all the RBI approvals digitally in our system and regularizing that through our system digitally. So in bank, like we have desk across all branches, all major branches in Pune for handling these import-export transaction or forex transactions. And on the domestic transaction side, as I already told you, like we have a lot of co-branding program with all the accounting softwares. Then we have a CMS solutions which help you out in doing all transactions digitally. So we can do an host-to-host connectivity with your accounting system, where we allocate you a IP address, which is a masked IP address, and that helps us out, in pulling and pushing back data in your accounting system through a server. So that helps you out in doing all transactions smoothly and digitally. That's on the transaction banking side. And I have already covered up the lending part also. Other than that, like we have various several other products, like which we have designed based on the requirement of startup and our experience when we are dealing with the startup. Like because of the initial small size of the startup, they also face problem like banks don't give them a salary account. Bank asks for a specific commitment on the salary upload or number of employees. So we have designated those product also for startup, like wherein we can start salary relationship at the early stage with all our regular, offering to the employees, let it be on the credit card or personal loan side, and other lending proposition, mortgages or car loans and everything. So that is also there. This is all broadly, like prima facie we offer to the startups. And we also are tied up with various, trade bodies in Pune, like Maratha Chamber of Commerce, or there are few more. Like we are also tied up with the Ideas to Impact, who are an incubation center for startup, and they also keep on doing a lot of initiatives for developing the startups ecosystem. So we jointly participate with them, and in such decorum, like whatever problem startup are facing on either on the banking side or on their investment side, or their capital account requirement or any other advisory, so we can provide all that. We have tie-up with various vendors. Other than that, there is one very important platform which we are offering to startup, is we have our own B2B platform called BizCircle. So any ICICI Bank customer who is holding current account with us can enroll on that particular B2B platform, BizCircle. Through that particular BizCircle platform, like all ICICI Bank customers are there, and we have analyzed the data through our artificial intelligence modules and business analytics skill. And the way, say Amazon does the rating and ranking of their vendors, similarly, like all these customers rating and ranking is done, and based on their banking throughput values and any other relevant parameter which we captured in the overall banking ecosystem. And our system will pop up you the relevant, probable customers for your business, or vendor for your business, or any other lender for your business. So on like that, we have created the entire ecosystem on that B2B platform. So you can surely make use of that B2B platform for increasing your business, promoting your business. Similarly, we have developed an entire ecosystem on the e-commerce side. We have a separate team operating from Pune, like who engage with all the companies who are in the e-commerce, who want to develop a e-commerce platform or who are already having the e-commerce platform. So we can help you out in developing all digital product, digital proposition on that. We are engaging with lot of big players on the digital commerce side, where we are coming out with the co-lending product. Like we are structuring out a product with Amazon, wherein in case if you are an Amazon vendor, we will be able to give you bill discounting facilities for Amazon online facility through an Amazon portal itself. So that program is also under finalization stage. So like that, we are also trying to line up funding programs with various e-commerce platform or various e-commerce industries. So based on whatever feedback and issues which we come out of while our engagement with various startup companies, we are trying to structure out product for them. So, Makran is also here with me. So now I would like to open out for a question and answer session. So any, issues which we had spoken about, yeah, we can discuss about it.
Thank you very much, Anandji. You want to take the questions from the chat box first?
I think I had tried to address most of the questions which I saw on the chat box. Yeah. So what I'll do, like in many of these questions are like, those who want to open an account with us or wanted to have a lending, requirement details in brief. So we will directly contact with them and engage with them for, their requirement. I think I saw one particular question related to, one company is associated with Tesla and they are looking for a funding, support over there. So surely we will engage with them because we have several lending product which I was talking about, during this discussion. So we can surely offer them a best suitable product, and we'll try to structure it out.
I think Makranji has already put his email address. So if you want to put
Makran
your
is
email
already-
address also,
Yeah,
people can contact you.
yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
Nitin, sir, I can hear you.
Yeah, this is Nitin and I am the director of Tesla EV Academy.
Okay.
We have the trademark of Tesla EV Academy with this name, and I'm working in EV from last 5 years.
Yeah.
But started the company called eSakhi EV Fleets India Private Limited in September 2020.
Yeah.
And from there onwards, but I'm doing training and workshops from last 2-3 years. So I have the network and database of students and colleges and industry. More than 5,000 people knows me personally. Students and a lot of industry people, MSME segment. I have been selected by Ministry of Information and Technology. There is a scheme called STPI Motion, and I have been selected across India in first 20 startup.
Yeah.
So just to conclude, because I have done reasonable transaction in few months, and I'm looking for some finance to support my activities, and looking for some quick and immediate like whatever schemes allowed, that kind of help from ICICI. And I'm ICICI individual customer from last 10 years, more than 15 years, sir.
Okay. Surely, sir, like we will get in touch with you. See, basically now, Nitin, sir, when any funding product, when you have to offer, we'll have to understand first your transaction pattern, because, the products are so many. So after analyzing the, transaction pattern and exact your financial need, we can structure out a product. Because, in your case, like in case if down the line, you are going to have a dealer network, or in case if you want a channel financing, or in case if you are currently only dealing with some set of customers, so there are several different products based on the type of transaction which are supposed to do. So
Just to add on, sir, sorry to interrupt, just to add on, let's
Yeah.
say I have the dealership of 3 electric loader.
Okay.
Basically, and we have sold 2 electric loaders. Okay.
Okay.
So the plan is the people, the company to whom I sold these products, they have the network all across Maharashtra.
Right.
They have the plan to sell 10 number of electric loader in every city like Nanded, Pune, Akola, Amravati, Balapur,
Correct.
and Latur, Aurangabad. So you just name all the big cities or reasonable cities in Maharashtra, and in every city they have a plan to put 10 electric loaders.
Okay.
So we have done this pilot project, and it is almost we want to conclude that it is successful project. What we call it's EV fleets, basically the delivery on electric vehicle,
Right.
and we want to do this scale up this particular.
Surely. So actually, we are into inventory funding business. Like currently, we have this program for all the automobile dealers, and we have even for commercial
Project all
vehicles
across
and tractor
Maharashtra.
industries also. Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can. I can.
So these are all the programs wherein I'll just brief the background of this program. These are all the programs which are a tri-party agreement program wherein the manufacturer, dealer, and bank get into an agreement, and bank manufacturer gives a recourse to bank. Against that recourse, bank is funding to all the dealers for buying their inventory from the manufacturer. So
Okay.
this is what we call a channel funding program or inventory funding program. This we are structuring out in various other industries also. We as a bank, we started from automobile industry, then we got into a two-wheeler industry, oil industry, and so on. So surely like we have a separate team under corporate finance who takes care of channel financing or inventory funding, these things. So we will even take it up with them, and we will try to, because in this case, what we will require is the support from the OEM, the manufacturer, the dealer, and the and taking it up to the end customer. So we can discuss about the overall volume which we are currently carrying in this business, and any sort of recourse which the manufacturer can offer us. So with all those propositions, we will surely try to structure a program for you.
I would request
Yeah, thank you.
Nitinji that you take it offline with Anand.
Yeah, I think I'm
Yeah.
done. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank
There
you.
are other people also I can understand.
Yeah. No, you can meet Anandji and his team also.
Yeah.
So, Anand sir, I see one question which may benefit a lot of others also if the answer, which is Govardhan Chatla
Yeah.
has asked that please give current update on RBI circular regarding current account holding and opening in
Okay,
multiple
right.
banks.
So thanks for highlighting that. See, basically on 9th of August 2020, RBI has come out with a circular. There are I will just cover up in a very simple steps. There are three things which they are talking of. One is like, in case if any company or any current account customer is having lending up to 5 crore from any of the bank, then in case if they have to operate with any other bank, any second bank, or multiple bank, in that case the other bank should have at least like some lending with your company. So that can be of any value. There is no restriction on that. In case if you have a limit varying from 5 crore to 50 crore from your existing bank, and in that scenario, if you wanted to have a current account with other bank, then in the other bank should have at least 10% of your total banking exposure. So just to make it simple, suppose 5 to 50, suppose you have like 20 crore of limit with your existing bank. So the in case if you want to operate with the other bank account, then other bank should have at least 2 crore of limit, which is a fund based limit, with you. Then and only you can operate that account. Otherwise, the other bank's account, if you are currently holding, you can convert that into collection account, and the bank will not be able to debit that account. The bank will be only able to collect your receivable under that account, and they will then that receivable can be diverted to your primary bank's account. And in case if you are lending more than 50 crore from your existing banker, then any other account which you are holding with other banks, those will be automatically converted into a collection account. So these are all the three different stage at which they have put a condition for operating multiple banking accounts. But surely like the other banks can come out with the lending proposition, and then you can operate multiple banking accounts.
Okay, thank you. Any other question you can unmute and ask. Feel free to unmute and ask also. There's a question in chat box. Do you fund on business idea of a software app to start a business without collateral?
Okay, sir. Earlier my team who handle the startup initiative, they have an advisory also. So we have various technology group working within the banks who can help you out in designating program for software development. So sorry, you can get in touch with them, and they can help you out in structuring out any technology support which you will require over there. Or since we have a list of investors with us who want to invest into a technology startups, particularly software development and all, so we can surely get the lenders also over there.
Is there any specific program for pharmaceuticals? Like there are very few pharmaceutical startups in India, and we manufacture KSMs, key starting materials, which are just like a precursor to APIs. So KSMs, APIs, and like anti-cancer medicines.
Okay.
So like we are about 5-year-old company, and we have our factory also, and we want to we have a lot of pending purchase orders, but the only thing is the problem that we are facing is scaling up, and
Surely. I'll just share with you like few of our experience during pandemic. We had worked very closely with NCL and with some biotech companies and some pharmaceutical companies. And I was sharing one experience with Nilesh sir also, like the company who comes with the first COVID testing kit. We were the bank to help give them a first lending support on absolutely unsecured lending program. But it was structured in such a way that we only give them a LC limit, and which was covered by escrow account mechanism. So my like point is like we give them a structured program to these industries, and like try to help them out on their financial need. So it is not about any specific segment as such. For any startup industry segment, what we can do is like we can understand your financial need, and based on our expertise we can structure our program. Like for that, like I was when I was talking to Nitin sir, like what I realized, like his requirement was more for a channel distribution things. Similarly, like I mean, in your case, your requirement is for go to market things, like like for you have an existing model which you want to scale up. So obviously your requirement is a typical working capital requirement. So you need a fund based and non-fund based these things. So what we can do is like we can look at various other aspects. We can even look at your receivable funding program, or we can look at any collateral backed program, or like any unsecured lending. So we can like I mean understand your need, and then we can structure it out.
Anand sir, I think the question, I mean, I've worked with a lot of, especially pharma companies. Receivables, there are other products available, like, bill discounting and all that.
Yeah.
What challenges this gentleman was talking about is more on the PO funding, because they have purchase order in hand, but they are facing working capital crunch, either because the limits are not there or what. And secondly, what happened is receivables are many a times like he must be supplying to the big named companies. So you guys are okay with taking the credit call on them.
Correct.
And becomes a challenge of taking a credit call on this company to fund the PO. So if you have any products on the PO funding, is
surely, sir. We have a product on the PO.
Yes, sir. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
See, yes, sir, exactly.
Yeah.
Nilesh sir was saying.
Correct. So we have a program on that, and we have a designated, like typically Cat A, Cat B sort of corporates, which are like where we have a pre-approved limits. So we can just check on that, like whether the corporates whom you are supplying, if they are already under our approved funding program. So for them, for supplying to them, we will surely give you a discounting facility. In case if you are exporting, to an outside clients, out of India client, there also we have a export bill discounting program on the unsecured lending side. For that you don't have to give us any balance sheet, nothing. We are associated with a company called Drip Capital, and through that your all export bill discounting will be done online within a tight of 24 hours. So what we can do is like we'll just understand like what all the companies with whom where we are supplying, and in case if they are under our funding approved funding program, so we can surely extend that facility to you.
So we have a lot of pending export bills also, and
Correct.
purchase orders from there are also pending.
Great. So on that side, surely, sir, we can offer you the export bill discounting program, which I am talking about, which we are having with Drip Capital, and we are the only bank in India with whom Drip is associated. And it is such a fantastic program. Like I mean, it is you have to just log into ICICI Bank, corporate internet banking. You will see a tab of Drip Capital. Just click it over there, submit your invoice, or before that you can just send us your IEC code. Based on your IEC code's track record, we will come out immediately with how much of limit, maximum limit we can sanction you. The maximum capping for that program is 2.5 million USD per transaction. So obviously, like I mean, any volume up to that level per transaction, we will be able to discount through that funding program.
Okay. So, if we can talk in detail afterwards.
Sure. Yeah, we'll get in touch with you. You please SMS me your, number. I'm just sharing my mobile number over here.
Okay.
Can you also say your name, because it's just showing as HP?
Okay. And Atul Gupta.
Okay. Fine. No issue. So Atul sir, I've just shared my number. You can get in touch with me, and we will work out like Drip Capital discounting program also, and we will even take it up to my corporate finance team, who can give you a receivable funding.
Yes.
सर I'm प्रदीप पांडे फ्रॉम इंदौर.
Yes sir.
सर हम लोग की कंपनी जो है मशरूम बेस्ड प्रोडक्ट, एग्रीकल्चर बेस्ड प्रोडक्ट हम लोग वर्क करते हैं.
Okay.
तो मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि बहुत सारे बैंक है जो कि CSR फंड में मशरूम प्रोजेक्ट के लिए वर्क करते हैं. तो ऐसा कुछ आप लोग का ICICI बैंक का कुछ है क्या प्रोग्राम जो आप लोग इसमें कुछ वर्क करते हो?
No, extremely sorry, sir. Actually, in the CSR program, a bank has a very different model. Actually, we do our CSR program through an institute, our own institute called ICICI Foundation. And ICICI Foundation is, having collaboration with some 6 to 7 corporates. Or we have come out with the academic, model under that program. Jahan pe we have a, the learning centers across India at some locations, and we we have designated some skill-based program, and which we offer to all the students who cannot afford education cost. So it is a free of cost program to them, and we also give them a guarantee of hiring them either into ICICI Bank or with the other corporate who are associated with us. So that's the exclusively CSR program which we run. Other than that, we don't operate on any other CSR schemes.
Okay. Thank you.
This is Dr. Sunil Tembe.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
I'm from Mumbai. I have a personal account with ICICI Bank for last 12 years.
Yeah.
I have a startup company which is doing work in corrosion, coatings, waterproofing, and consultancy, management consultancy. I would like to open the current account with ICICI Bank. This is the 3rd year we are entering into, and we are doing some work internationally. And I'm also going to open an agro division where I'll be working on some good products which is required for consumption, and I'll be empowering new leadership to take this division. So how can somebody help me to open account in Mumbai?
Surely,
As
sir.
per-
Actually, Makarand will coordinate with you. We have a team at Bombay also. So
Okay.
he will line up someone from our Mumbai team and immediately get the account open. Like for all other digital product support which we offer for a startup account, like he will address all those issues, and with our Mumbai counterpart, we will help you out in having a smooth banking experience with us.
Thank you very much.
I will take your number from Nilesh sir, or you can share
Yeah.
it here. We will immediately get in touch with you tomorrow itself and get the account open.
Yes, sure.
Sure. Thank you. I think maybe one last question, or nobody else has any question. We can close. I think it was a great session. Probably Anand sir may also have some other commitments lined up. So should we close, Anand sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Diksha, can you please propose a vote of thanks?
Thank you, sir. It was
Diksha, are you there?
Yes, sir. Hello. I would like to present a vote of thanks. Sincerely thank you, Anand Chennai sir, Makarand sir, Kaushal sir, and Deepak sir for your time and a very informative and enlightening session. I would like to thank our support partners, AFST Chapter Mumbai, Enter Auto and NetPro and thank you all the participants for attending today's webinar. I declare the session has ended. Thank you very much.
So a sincere thanks to all the participants, and like it was a nice experience. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir.